Hi everybody, I'm Donna. Welcome back to my kitchen. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video, so here we are. I had some requests, so we are going to do stuffed bell peppers today. We are doing Mexican with chorizo. Usually I do this with ground beef, but my best friend brought us some chorizo from her favorite meat market, so super excited to try it. So what we have are some bell peppers here. I've got orange, green, and yellow. You can choose whatever color you like. I like to do a variety all the time. So what I've done is cut the tops off here, and we're gonna go ahead and do this last one. I've cut the tops off, and you want to make sure you remove all the seeds and the ribs, so you just sort of give it a little twist inside and just pull out these extra ribs. It's going to give us some more room when we stuff it with all the goodies. And then for the top, I've just cut up the rest of the top so we can put it in our meat mixture. So we'll do that as well. But for now, I want to get started. So what we have in the stuffed peppers, we're going to do chorizo. I have a bag of Mexican veggies, which is just the Southwestern blend. I love this. I use it all the time. It's got corn, black beans, poblano chilies, red peppers, and onions. Okay? So this is a must. And sometimes they're hard to find. That's going to end up in our meat mixture. We'll also add rice and cheese, lots of spices. So I'm going to get these in the oven. We want to cook these just a little bit ahead of time so that they're done enough. After you stuff the peppers, we put them in and melt the cheese. So we want to pre-cook these a little bit. And I do that by just putting them in a pan that they fit snugly in and add a little water. Okay, this is just going to help create some steam in the oven. So what we'll do, sorry, I'm kind of doing the spin around here. We're going to cover these up. And I have my oven to 375, so we're going to put these in. And those will go just while we're making our mixture, so it could go up to 15 minutes or so. Okay, so I'm putting my chorizo in our frying pan. I just started heating that up. We're going to break it up a little bit. It's going to just take a minute to loosen up. This is just 1 pound of chorizo. Like I said, usually I make this with ground beef, but with the chorizo we can use less seasonings. The chorizo has got great flavor, Mexican flavor in it, so we don't need to add a ton of seasonings. Today I'm just going to add my 3 favorite things, which is cumin, garlic salt, and my Hatch Chile seasoning. So I'll show you that in a minute. While that's going, I am going to throw my rice in here. I just have 1 cup of rice and a tablespoon of butter that I've melted. And we just want to get that toasting just for 2 minutes or so. And then we'll add our liquid and get that going. Okay. So with our meats, we're going to be adding in our the pepper tops that I chopped up. We have a little bit left to chop, and then also the onion. Okay. Now I know that this vegetable bag has lots of the same ingredients in it, but the more the better. And we don't want to waste these pepper tops. I used 6 pepper tops. I mean 6 peppers. And a lot of times when you're putting them in the pan for the oven, they don't sit very nicely, so you can chop off a little of the bottom so they sit flat and not spill over. I should have showed you that before. But we're going to chop this up. I'll finish chopping up the onion, and then we'll get back and put it in the meat. Okay, our rice has been toasting a little bit in this butter. So we're just going to add 2 cups of chicken broth. If you don't have broth, you can use just water and bouillon cube. Ooh, as I spill it everywhere. That's not good. Or you can just use water itself. So that's 1 cup of rice and 2 cups of liquid. I'm going to put the lid on and let that cook till that's done. Okay. Our sausage has been browning over here. I'm just breaking it up. I have this fancy Pampered Chef tool that is great. for breaking up ground meat. If you always wonder, is it worth getting it? Yes, it works way better than the edge of a spoon, in my opinion. So you want to break that up, and then we are going to go ahead and add our peppers and onions that we chopped up. I just had a half an onion here, and then all those tops from the peppers. And then I'll add our spices. So as I said, my 3 favorite spices: garlic salt, cumin, and my Weber Hatch Chile seasoning. This is very popular, Sam's Club. I use it in almost every video, so love it. So we're just going to sprinkle some of that in. And probably just about a tablespoon of cumin. Oop, that was probably a tablespoon and a half. And a little bit of garlic salt. Okay? And then we'll just continue mixing this up until it's all browned through and the vegetables get translucent. Hey, I said that right without flubbing it. I usually am like translucent or something wrong, but translucent. Okay, so we're just going to continue to let this brown, and then when the rice is done, we'll dump that in and add the rest of our vegetables, the frozen vegetables, and then we'll be ready to stuff the peppers. Okay, the chorizo and the vegetables have been cooking just for about 5 minutes. It's getting close to being done. The vegetables look nice and juicy and translucent. I'm just going to add some of our frozen veggies. Remember, this has corn, poblano peppers, red peppers, black beans. We're just going to do about a half a bag here. And we'll get those incorporated, and then the rice will be almost done, and we'll get it all loaded up together. Okay, I just stirred the rice. We are good to go. I turned off the heat. We're going to add that to our chorizo mixture. Turn off this heat. And we'll come over here and kind of give this a stir, get it all mixed in. Oh, this looks so good. I did sneak a bite of the chorizo, and I'm going to tell you right now, chorizo is the new favorite thing in these stuffed bell peppers. And if you don't like Mexican flavors, you can do Italian flavors. Do ground beef and spaghetti sauce and that kind of stuff. I'm going to add in, I had a half a jar of this 505 green chili. It's the bomb, by the way, if you haven't tried it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that in. Again, not necessary. You could pour it on top. You could pour salsa in here, whatever your preference is. Okay? So I'm going to mix that up a little bit and add a handful of cheese. This helps kind of bind it all together. Okay. Now let me go ahead and pull out the peppers from the oven. They should be mostly done. Oh, can you smell that? It smells good. Okay. So you can see the water is still in there, but it's nice and steamy and warm. So what we're going to do, let me get a pair of tongs. We are going to start stuffing these. And then all we do is cook them for another 10 minutes or so. So, be careful not to burn yourself. And as you stuff them, you get a spoon that fits down in there nicely. I chose to get a smaller one so that it wouldn't overflow before I got it in there. So I always push it down, like stuff it good. Stuff it good. You know, like whip it good. Yes, I'm an 80s child. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and stuff the rest of these, and then we'll top them with cheese and get them in the oven just to get that cheese melted off. Okay, so I finished stuffing the peppers. I topped them with cheese, and then we're gonna cover them with foil and put them back in the oven. I'm spraying my tin foil with a little non-stick spray just so that it doesn't stick to the cheese. That's my secret for today, okay? And we'll get this back in the oven probably just 10-15 minutes just to get that cheese melted and bubbly, and then we'll be ready to eat. Okay, I'm getting ready to pull our peppers out. I did take the foil off, and I bumped up the stove to a broil just so we could get that cheese browning. So we are ready to go. These have only been in for about 10-12 minutes. Okay. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I cannot wait to eat. Okay. All right, so let's pull one of these out. And then we're gonna cut it and I'll show you all the ooey gooey goodness inside. Oh yeah, the pepper is cooked perfectly. And you can see all of the black beans in there, the peppers, the onions, the cheese, the green chili, the chorizo. Yum-o! Now, we had a little bit of leftover meat here, so why not just, you know, add it to the top, because this will be my husband's plate. Might as well give him a few extra bites, right? So
I'm good with that.
We'll top it with some more cheese. And then there, I do have a drizzle of this green chili sauce. If you wanted to add your salsa, you could do that. So just to recap for our chorizo stuffed bell peppers, what we have is a pound of chorizo. Then I have peppers and onions that I diced up. I have frozen Southwestern vegetables that includes black beans, poblano peppers, onions, corn. And then, let's see, I added green chili, cheese, rice, and there you go. So here we have it, is our chorizo stuffed bell peppers. Let's eat.